We need a motion to reconvene.
I'll move to reconvene.
Thank you, Councillor Barfuss. All in favor? And if you need to eat, please carry on. We're just going to work with the rest of our agenda now. We are on 9. There is no financial report this time under 8, and that will come when we have our audit. 9, committee and others report. You have the COUNCILLORS report right there for your information.
Just a question on that. If we don't accept this, does Marion have to come back and fix it?
It doesn't require a motion to accept.
It doesn't.
Oh, all right. Just hit the report.
Good answer, Jeff. Good answer. 9B is a town council motion list. Do you have any question regarding the past motions that we made and the processes that have been developed regarding each of those motions?
I'm just wondering on that college steering committee, do we start to move forward on that, Councillor Barfuss?
If you read your committee reports in there, there's a report in there for that on that.
Yeah, it is.
We've got lots of work to do yet, but
There is-
progress.
We're actually further along than we've ever been,
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay.
Sometimes we are, yeah.
9C, there are committee reports, and I appreciate all of you for having taken so much time doing your homework. There is one that has not been included, is a Moment Trail. Most of us were there, and if those of you who were not there need some information, please just quiz Councillor Bengry or Jeff on that, but I think Councillor Bengry will be the right person to quiz.
All I'll say on it is that absolutely active, very, very proactive meeting, and I feel that we got excellent response from all the communities involved, and now we can go ahead and do
Put
what
a
we
plan
need
of
to do.
action
Yes.
together. Yeah. Okay, Councillor Peavoy?
Yeah, on the committee reports, I noticed we have 2 AGMs coming up. We've got the Historical Society, and then, not that it's one of our committees, but the Chamber of Commerce AGM. And I was just wondering if we had any plans, or if administration was planning to recommend from our volunteer name list, any people to fill those vacancies. I know Historical Society would be grateful maybe for some suggestions.
Sorry, for board members, do you mean?
Yeah, they're at their AGM, they're looking for new names, and I noticed in the report
I see.
they
Okay.
suggested any names that we would have just sitting on a list down in the office of volunteers willing to jump in. Those would be 2 areas where I would recommend.
I know on the Historical Society, there's actually quite a few people that they may be very pleased with the number of people that will be showing up to their AGMs.
So Madam Mayor,
Yes.
on the Mormon Trail Committee, we had a member of the Historical Society there, and I'll tell you, she's right into it, and I really appreciated Councillor Barnes' wife, Diane, and her input on that.
Yes, she had a lot of very interesting comments
Yes.
made and recommendation. Good. I talked to Councillor Bengry a little bit regarding his report on the airport. There are some recommendation that he felt were something that need to be dealt with regarding the clearing of snow and the life, what do you call it?
Life flights.
Life flights. Yeah, and so I suggested to Councillor Bengry that those be brought back to his committee and that they bring back a recommendation to this body to be approved. But I think it's going to take a little bit of time since you need.
The only one that I'm concerned about now, Mayor, is the raising of the runway lights, so that when the runway is cleared, we don't cover up those runway lights, because a lot of times the wind will blow and it'll clear that runway off, so a life flight can't get in there. But if we have to have an emergency landing, we need to be able to see the sides of those landing lights. And so understand that Mr. Nichols can go ahead and do that, but there's a cost involved with lengthening the base and putting the light on top. And
But I still think that those are infrastructure costs that maybe you want to discuss at your committee.
do we want to share those, try to share them?
That is something you need to bring back as a recommendation. And I think once we have the recommendation, we'll be able to decide
Okay.
what we do. Okay? Thank you very much. Otherwise, I always enjoyed your comments. You would have seen there is a few of mine that were fairly lengthy. One being the mayor's and Reeve. And the reason I did that is because there were some interesting points that were discussed. And Mr. Hillier, our MP, was there, and there were some interesting recommendations that came out of there. Okay? 10, any questions? No? So 11, correspondence. You will see 11A, Old Man Watershed Council. In fact, that is an organization that we pay our annual fee to. So that's a request for the fees, and we do that. B and C's are letters from citizens regarding the bylaw for the dogs. And I think we should at least take the time to send a thank you letter to those citizens for their involvement and input.
Madam Mayor, I want to say that I was very impressed with Albert Schindler's letter concerning the dog bylaw, where he basically left it up to the discretion of council and to the bylaw officer. But at the bottom line, where he come on and he says, thank you for your time,
Yeah.
you're a great mayor and council, and as I said before, you have my vote. So he's supporting the council in what we do, and he's listing some situations where he would like to touch on that bylaw. And I've always said, if you want change,
You not need to bring some
bring some forwards, some ideas how you make
Yeah.
a change, and this is exactly what Mr. Schindler did.
Yeah. So Jeff, could we note? Yes. All right.
Maybe just one
carry on,
recommendation
Councillor.
arising from this letter is maybe in our bylaw where we talk about if a person trespasses on your property, then, you know, the dog, it's different, if it's a different situation. I think his addressing, you know, what about in my vehicle, or like the back of someone's truck? I would say that's probably also an infringement of their property if you're reaching your hand in to pet their dog and they bite you. Maybe that could be reflected, property and vehicle.
Except there's already something that says that the dog cannot be loose on the back of a cat. It has to be restrained, right? So, but you're right, that could be maybe tweaked a little bit. Okay, let's go with 11D, Alberta Order of
Do we gonna
Excellence.
look at Mr. Fletcher's, or?
I think that is a thank you
Okay.
letter too, and we will look at all the recommendations when we kind of make decisions on that bylaw. 11D, Alberta Order of Excellence. Those are nominations that can be brought forward.
Have we ever done anything with these?
Those require that people have done something at a provincial or national level, and essentially on both levels. So we, unless you know somebody who has done something like that, we haven't done much. E, Office of the Prime Minister. It was a letter to acknowledge our letter and appreciate that. F, Alberta Municipal Affairs, letter of Minister McQueen to talk about the MGA and the review and the timeline, 2016 being the year of completion. G, a letter from a young Park in McNabb to accept the appointment as auditors.
And Mayor, may I say that I think this is the first year we've ever received this letter.
They normally always send us a letter to say thank you
Exactly.
for appointing us as.
Yeah, I think this is the first one that we've ever received.
I don't
Well, they
know.
go into a little more detail than.
Yeah, it went into
Yeah.
quite a bit of detail.
Right. H, Minister Senior Service Award, if you know of anybody that can fit that category, bring the name forward. Okay? And that brings us to the end of the regular meeting. We now go into have a motion to go in camera.
Also move to go into camera, in camera.
Thank you. All in favor? Thank you very much to the media for all their work. Surely appreciate your